Hello again, friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your ITFC match reaction show following Ipswich Town 1, West Ham 4, or to put it correctly, West Ham 4, Ipswich Town 1, whichever way you want to put it. Town have been hammered by the Hammers this afternoon, and we want to hear from you, really. We want to hear your thoughts, however you saw the game, whatever you thought of the game, let us know in our live chat. Also, please, you can come on the show. I'm about to drop the link. Anyone and everyone is welcome to come on and have your say. You just need a microphone. You do not need a webcam, although it does help, obviously, because I can then read when the pauses in the conversation are going to happen. But anyone and everyone is welcome. There's so many comments to get through in our live chat already. We are partnered with SolarWise. Be wise. This autumn and winter, be SolarWise. Give Shane a call at SolarWise for all roofing and building. Have your roof checked? Don't have a leaky roof this autumn and winter. Call 01206 628 544. That's 01206 628 544. Or check out SolarWise Roofing and Building.co.uk. We have got Ernie Young, one of our YouTube members. Ben Johnson's not Premier League defender anymore. Sad performance. Harry back. Axel Harps, worst performance by far. Tough watch. Thank God for the international break. Sid Cup, another one of our YouTube members. All three are YouTube members. All four in the first four comments. Love to see that. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate the support. Too slow. Too many mistakes and players not doing enough, namely Hutchinson and Johnson. Paul Smith. International break coming at the right time today. Performance, very big reality check. Lots more. We'll get through as many as we can. We'll try and get as many as we can to have the conversation and filter the conversation and go wherever you want to go. It's your show. It's for fans, by fans. And joining me first up is the one, the only Mr. Lee Anderson. Lee, what are your thoughts first and foremost while I drop the link on the display this afternoon? West Ham 4, Ipswich Town 1.
Yeah, it's just a bad day at the office.
Very bad
day at the office. I mean, started really badly. Phillips gave the ball away. They've capitalised and they've scored. And I'm not sure there's a lot of blame in that goal. It's what happened afterwards, I think. But it's not a great start. And it doesn't matter if West Ham are in form or not in form. Ultimately, you're away from home in the Premier League, and you can see the difference in the at the level from what we saw last year. So there's no margin for error. But fair enough, we came back, and I think for the first half an hour, the game was pretty even. And we, Delap again, what a player he's going to be. Scores his goal, gets us back in the game, and I think up to half an hour, pretty even game, and we've got possession of the ball. But you've got to have more possession of the ball, and from half an hour, so from the 30th minute to half time, and for the first 15 minutes after half time, that's where the game was lost. Yeah. Because we couldn't get a foothold in the game. We couldn't keep the ball for any period of time. We may have had the odd half chance, but ultimately they've scored just before half time, and it was coming because we couldn't keep control of the ball for any time, and then they've scored again after half time, and it's a real lesson. It's all about keeping control of the ball, and then of course at 3-1 they can do their flicks, their tricks, and such like, and make and score the fourth. But yeah,
I've got Josh going to come in. We'll drill more into it in a second. We'll get Josh's thoughts. Josh, welcome. When you click the link, what are your thoughts this afternoon following the 4-1 defeat?
Just a bad day at the office, like Lee said, isn't it? But you can't play like that away from home in this league, really, can you?
No, Lee was saying that how we couldn't get a foothold in the game. It was wave after wave. What was that down to? Because that first half went by at such a pace because neither team really had any interest in settling, in being tight. It was literally like a training exercise. You attack, we attack. You attack, we attack. That's very uncommon in any league, particularly the Premier League. What were your thoughts on that first half and how we couldn't get that foothold?
Well, after the first 45 seconds, I thought it was a very even 30 minutes. And then for whatever reason, we just weren't at it. And then they got their second, and then second half, I don't even know what happened, but it was just a mess.
Yeah, that start, Lee, Phillips returning back to West Ham, wants to get off to a good start, wants to settle himself into the game. It's just a short pass, isn't it, Lee, to Greaves? And then from there, we're on our heels and we never recover. And it's a real nice finish in the end to give them plenty of credit. And West Ham deserve, by the way, plenty of credit from this game. They were you felt West Ham fans kept saying, we're waiting for it to click. We're waiting for it to click. Well, sadly for us, it clicked today. But we didn't help ourselves at that start, did we, Lee? And that was a really short pass. We didn't recover from in that period of play.
No, it's a shame because we sort of semi-recovered because the ball was short, but Greaves won the tackle. But it just breaks to their centre midfield. I don't know who. Sorry, the screen froze when she was on, so it just broke to the midfield. The ball goes out to Bowen, and there's the cross in. Greaves is the wrong side, and it's that sort of finish. But it's just unfortunate because the tackle could have gone anywhere, but it didn't. So that was, I guess, that happens. But it was after that really that is the concern. And I think once we got back to 1-1, as I say, the game was even as Josh has said, it's like it was after that half an hour. But it was just that goal. But I thought we responded really well. We're really positive,
yes.
and we got back into the game, and it was an even game for that first half an hour, without doubt. And West Ham, you just felt they felt a bit fragile, and if we could have just got that second and applied a bit more pressure, then that would have been great. But their press, we can talk about the other goals as you want to, but Muric has made some great saves today, but he's not, and Hudlaki passed it around the back. We're very slow on the ball. That's down to the really good press and the much quicker forwards. So we have to really, I think we've got to adapt to that. I feel we're in that sort of halfway house between, we want to play around the back, but it's knowing when you've got to clear it. And it's easy in hindsight to say that. But the passing to Morsey for the one that didn't go in, I can't remember if it was in the start of the second half.
No, it was in the first half. Yeah, it was in the first half.
Was it the first half when Morsey tried to flick? Yeah. I mean, you can't be giving Morsey the ball there, regardless of whatever ability is. Muric has got to put his foot through that. And I just feel how we were last year. We were passing the ball around and everyone was like, oh, quickly, all this, that and the other. But we could see the pattern. We're not quite there yet. We're still in halfway house between are we going to kick it or are we going to play it around the back? And that's got to be sorted out really quickly. But
we did respond. Josh, Delap got his goal. Talk me through the goal first of all and Delap's performance before I let you go, Josh. How did you see that performance and that goal? What a goal. Poetry in motion, I tweeted out on Twitter. It was strength. It was quality. Maybe the goalkeeper could do better, but it's a thunderbolt. What were your thoughts, Josh?
It's just Delap, isn't it? It's what he does.
Far coming that way, yeah.
We can't. It's just he seems to be the only one that can find the back of the net at the minute. But Delap again was all right. I think he didn't have much service though, so you can't really rate it too much because there wasn't much we didn't create a lot, so you can't. Mm-hmm. But he was good again. Good goal again. So
all right. Josh, appreciate clicking the link. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. All the best for the rest of the day. Sadly, we didn't get the result, but take care of yourself.
Thank you, Angie.
It's as simple as that, guys. Click the link in the chat. Come on and have your say. You don't need a webcam, but it does help. Lee, a lot of talk in our chat. I'll get a few comments and then I'll come to a question in a second. Kev Hansen, some people thought we'd win before we kicked off. Some people need some perspective. Don't underestimate the position because this is what happens. Well done, Delap, on another goal. Ross P, as I've said elsewhere, have given Muric benefit of the doubt, but seen enough, says Ross. We will talk on Muric in a second. We've got Mike Baker. Missed chances cost us. West Ham, the better team, but 4-1 scoreline flatters them. Chris Boyd, Twanzabi is a huge miss. Defensively struggled without him. Canal Tractor Boy, we were taught a lesson this afternoon. First time we're not in a match. Pitted the international break to stop any work being done by McKenna. And Adrian Johnson, nowhere near first team. A lot of comments in our chat about Johnson. Obviously, played today because of an injury to the axle. How did you see his performance? I wasn't that overly impressed with him, but the one thing that really sticks out in my mind, Lee, is that back pass to Muric, where you've given your goalkeeper, for me, absolutely no chance.
Yeah, I think Johnson's been a bit. I think he's one of those that we're going to look at as a scapegoat at the moment. I'm not sure he's been great in pre-season. He's he doesn't seem to have adapted to what we're trying to do. And again, yeah, it's right, whatever said. And I think Kev Hansen summed everything up. But regards Johnson, I mean, the ball goes back to the goalkeeper and it's coming down with snow on it. I mean, Hedlaki would have caught it on the back of his neck, would have run round the side and passed it out to somebody. But it's a bad pass, and it's an awful pass for a Premier League footballer to give a ball up that high in the air. The goalkeeper's got to have it on the ground. Forget the goalkeeper. A centre back needs it on the ground.
Yes,
It's just a real poor pass, and he's trying to do his best. But then,
that's my only real criticism today of Johnson, is that back pass. I thought in other areas he was good. He was good going forward. He was a bit tentative, maybe, defending. I mean, it's still early days for him. There's for me not a big enough sample size to say, like many are in our chat, he's nowhere near the first team, etc., etc. That really is my only criticism today, is that back pass, because it kills us in terms of the score. And sort of any way back at that point, even though it was an uphill battle at that point, it sort of really killed us. And it reminded me, Lee, of the sort of things you do in the park with your mates when you kick it in the air and you go, how'd you touch? And it's like, this is your goalkeeper. Like you're asking him to bring the ball down like he's Jude Bellingham. It ain't going to happen. And it's a heavy touch. And then from there again, we kind of know what Bowen's going to do. We should anticipate. I think it's Bowen who ends up getting that goal. And cuts.
Yeah, but there's more to that. There's more to that. I mean, and when you look at that, Phillips, he's not shown him down the line, has he?
No.
He knows
he hasn't.
He knows what's going to. He knows. So there's all the errors here, and this is what happens when you're a team that. I mean, we have to be clear here with everything. The players that we have at this club, we are behind the 8 ball with some other teams. With how technical the players are, and some of the the teams we're coming up against, technically they are better than us, but it's these little fine margins where you then get punished. And Phillips, as an international footballer, should be showing he knows what Bowen's going to do. Should be showing him down the line. It's typical. I mean, you can do that on a Sunday morning. He's got to stop him from cutting inside, and he's allowed him to cut inside far too easy for me. His body shape's not right, and it's easy for me to say, but really he's sold himself. He's given his right hand side away. Bowen's cut inside and scored a good finish, but he should be showing him down the outside. That's the bit that really sort of is the point. So there's 2 errors: one, the back pass, and then he's got to do better with the defending. For me,
but just to jump in there, because I know ITFC has got to go back to work. Enjoy the rest of your shift. He's just gifted 5 Talking Town memberships. Thank you so much, Beard. We appreciate your generosity. He's been a member himself for 6 months. You get access to the Discord. I will put a voice chat in our Discord this evening, our ITFC Talking Town Discord, so you can all chew the fat should you so wish. I may even pop in myself. I may not. I don't know. I might just choose a Chinese and a film tonight. It's that sort of night. You know what I mean? Like get a couple of beers in. But they'll be available if you want to become a member. Hit the join button on YouTube. $4.99. Cancel at any point. Muric, I actually thought if you take that goal away, well, I'm not blaming him whatsoever, because you're asking him to bring it down like he's Jude Bellingham, and it ain't going to happen for any goalkeeper, Hedlaki or anyone. For me, that ball ain't being brought down by a goalkeeper. However, in terms of Muric, how did you see his performance? I actually thought, other than that incident, and other than the pass to Morsey, which we all know McKenna really wants our goalkeepers to do. We all know McKenna is applauding that bravery. He wants that bravery. We've seen it in the Championship where Alagi played it in tight spaces and McKenna applauded it, because that's what he wants. He wants that into Morsey, and then you play away and you beat the press. Other than those 2 instances, how did you see his performance? Because for me, Lee, I actually thought he was pretty decent. His handling today was, I thought, exceptional. Everything stuck to his gloves. He came for the crosses when he needed to come for the crosses. And the goals he really stood little to no chance with. But how did you see his performance?
It's quite clear that he's a great shot stopper. He's a great saver of the ball, and he commands his box. That's without doubt. And I think the best save today was the one that he saved down to his right-hand side. I can't remember. Was it a header that he got down? Yeah, that was a really good save, because that's in that area where he's not stretching and it's too far out for his right leg to get there. So he's made a good save there. He's clearly a goalkeeper. He's clearly a goalkeeper that can command his box and make spectacular saves. There's no doubt about that.
No.
The question mark is can he play around the back? And I don't want to always focus on the negatives, but that's clear. He's hesitant on the ball. He's not moving it quick enough. And then we're getting press, the ball into Morsey. So really, I guess what I'm saying is it's down to his decision-making when he's got the ball at his feet. And it's easy in hindsight. It's easy to, in hindsight to say, well, he should have kicked it, he should have passed it. But sometimes, especially when they're into the box and there's 4 or 5 players, you're not playing the ball out. Just kick it. So I think there's a bit there to work on with him. But he's an upgrade on what we had overall. Let's be fair.
I think so.
So it feels like, are we putting him under pressure to do something that he's not good at doing?
Yeah.
And that's all down to the coaching and the way we want to play. So that comes down to McKenna to buy him and the coaching staff to get that right for him. But I think ultimately you can't really coach decision making. You either know or you don't, and that's the concern for me. But overall, what a great shot stopper. He's made some great saves. Let's be fair.
We've got Craig trying to join us. He clicked the link once, then disappeared. He's come back. Craig, if you're there, let us know. Just put a note in our backstage chat. It's called Private Chat on your tab, and we'll get you on the show if we can. Hamish says here, and I don't want to go too long this evening. Obviously, we're live again tomorrow at 1 p.m. for a more in-depth reaction. That's me and Matt Phillips. I want to get your thoughts on Delap. I want to get your thoughts on the front four. If how they performed, another quiet game perhaps for Omari. I don't know. I'm going to ask you that question in a second. Before I do, Hamish here with a great comment or a comment. Away from home, we need to forget playing out from the back. We didn't at Brighton, far too open and unorganised today against very good attackers. Is Hamish right? Do Ipswich? That's not a really good sentence. Does Ipswich or do we have to perhaps look at the way we approach our away games at this level and change things? Or are we going to? Or would you rather we stuck to the principles? This is how we play, home, away, whether on the moon or at the London Stadium. This is how we're playing. This is Ipswich. What's your thoughts on Hamish's comment?
Well, I think he's right to a point, but ultimately, you have a style of play, and you're going to play a certain way. The key here is that when the pass isn't on, so you want to play around the back.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to play it out. You want to beat the press, and we did beat the press first half. We did beat it on several occasions. But when they're pressing you, it's the decision making. When is it? Oh well, that pass is a bit tight. I need to clear it forward and have that option. So, Delap, Omari, whoever Burns today, whoever it was, Clark, they need to be aware that the ball's not going to go around the back. So I've got to be in a position to receive it. So I don't think that was too bad. But yeah, you've got to be a little bit tighter from home. I get that, but it's all about the decision making. You want to play the same way. You want to be able to get the ball out and have possession. But the key is, if you think about between half an hour and 60 minutes, we couldn't get control of the ball. So it's that real fine margin between kicking the ball long and not being able to keep it. And then it's coming straight back at you, and trying to play the ball out and have some foothold in the game and have possession. But it is really down to the fine moment of when the ball goes out to Greaves or goes out to O'Shea, is there a pass on or do I have to kick it long? When it goes back to Muric, is there a simple pass on? Morsey's coming for the ball like he should do, but he's got a player on him. There's 8 players in the box. I'm going to have to kick it.
Yeah.
And he kicks it. Because if you think about it, there was a couple of times, particularly first half, where the ball gets swept out to Lee Davis 2 or 3 times. And that was a plan. That was set. There was a key plan there of doing that. But when that dries up and the opposition susses that out, then what else have you got? So it really is. You have to stay to your beliefs, but you've got to realise in game management that the boss wants me to kick it out there, but it's not on. I'm going to kick it long, and then I think if McKenna then and if it was me, and McKenna says to me after the game, "Why did you kick that long?" I'll tell him why I kicked it long, and I think that's that thing. So I think there's the freedom there as well. So I don't think McKenna's going to turn around to me and say, "You've got to play it round the back." There's got to. I think there's that freedom there for Muric to make that decision, for Greaves to make that decision, whoever it might be. So
I think Mike D's got a great word in that sentence there. I think it's all about not naivety. I think sometimes it is naivety. I think it's learning the pace of the Premier League. It's learning when you can and when you can't, and it's that pass selection. We've got Craig. Hopefully he'll be there. Craig, welcome in. No, I can't click him. It says they will need to click their mic or cam before you can add them to the stream. So Craig, want to come onto the show, just attach your microphone. Don't need a webcam if you'd rather not, but just attach your microphone. Oh, here we go. Craig, welcome in. What's your thoughts this evening?
Good evening, gentlemen. Yeah, I very much agree with Lee's comments there. We were quite naive today when it came across playing from the back and everything. Well, to be honest, we were quite fair. We were quite leaky as we were last year, to be honest. And I think Tuanzebe was dearly missed today. Dearly missed. It shows how much he really controls that back four, whether it's commanding the line or wherever it is. We dearly missed him today. Ben Johnson, I don't think he had the greatest game, did he? I know his second start at the Premier League this season?
Second start.
Well. Second start, yeah. Against his former team as well. And to be fair, it could have been 7-8-1 today, right? How many chances they had? And a few of them, he was playing him on side. Especially that back pass. What a hospital ball that was. And I agree with Lee's comments there as well about you got to know when to play it out or play it across the box, whatever you're going to do. It's just,
Craig,
yeah.
Can I get your thoughts on Omari? Because there's a lot of comments in our chat in regards to Omari in that 10. And is he a 10? Is he a 10? Are we getting the most out of him? How have you seen not only Omari today, but across the season so far in that 10 role?
I'll be honest with you. I've been saying to my friends' group chats all season, he's getting buoyed off the ball too easily. He is. He's getting pushed off the ball too easily. And I don't think we're using his best assets. His best assets is running at men. He gets the ball tucked up to him. He can't really hold the ball. He gets buoyed off the ball too easily, I think. Personally, in my opinion. But what about you guys? What do you think? You think he's getting pushed off the ball too easily? Or?
I just think so there's 2 points on Omari. The first point, in today, I just feel that I think there was no space for him to play, and the front three behind Delap. I mean, Delap, who I thought was exceptional again, and Mike, come on again. He's a proper centre forward, but the three behind him didn't really get in the game between the 30th minute and the 60th minute, and I think with Omari, it's quite
passing too, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think with Omari, you can quite easily say. So this is my overall view on Omari is that it's quite easy for us to sit here and now and say move him out to the right because that's where he's great in the Championship. If we go back to Omari when he first started for the club a year ago, we were all probably saying he's too lightweight, he's not good enough. But McKenna stuck with him. He stuck him on the right. He kept with him, and he came good. So I suppose what I'm saying with Omari is it's down to McKenna. If he keeps him playing there, and then he reaches the form that he did on the right-hand side, then he's going to be some player. But as it stands at the moment, when we look at it, he's not as effective in the Premier League as the 10 as he was as the wide player.
Well, you look at last season, he didn't probably come good until what? December, January sort of time?
Yeah, something like really good.
It was his peak then when he started picking up the team. But we don't have that luxury of time in the Premier League. That's the problem. If you're giving away the ball too much at this sort of time, like today, we're now, 17th in the league? We're playing against top teams week in, week out. There's no easy game like there was in the Championship where you could have a bad pass or a bad touch and you could, here you get punished. It showed that today, really, didn't it? How many times we lose pass? It was Calvin Phillips, the first goal. And, it shows that. I don't know if we have the luxury of time. I want him to come to good. I love Omari. Don't get me wrong. I really love Omari. I want to come. But do we have that luxury of time where we can wait it out for him to come good? That's the question.
I think after a big money signing, you've got to. I think I just don't know if you're going to get the most out of him. Yeah, essentially, or on the right. But Craig, where have you been hiding all these years? We've been here 4 years. You've been great. Thank you for jumping on.
Well, I actually came on in the Norwich away game last year.
Yes, you did.
I was a bit drunk.
Yes, I remember now. Yes. Hey, we're here every week. Please come back to us. Click the link next week and the weeks after. You've been brilliant. Thank you for coming on the show. And honestly, click the link in future weeks. Thank you so much. It's been brilliant. Craig there, absolutely loved it. That's all you got to do, folks. Click the link. Be tomorrow now because we're winding down our match reaction. Although there's a little bit of time. There's literally 2 or 3 minutes. So if you fancy doing what Craig and Josh have done, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Click that link in the chat. Come on and have your say. Well, Lee, I ask you about Delap because this was a man that was signed and he had some question marks from fans about, is it too much money? Is he going to get enough goals? His record at Hull, I know he's injured, but I'm just saying what the fans said at the time. His record at Hull doesn't blow me away. All these different things I kept hearing on the transfer shows, on Talking Town, etc., etc. He's been fucking phenomenal. Excuse my language, but he has been phenomenal. Got his goal again today. Literally made it himself, as he does most things. What are your thoughts on the boy wonder?
If he keeps the way he's going, I mean, what is he, 21? I mean, he's the same age as my son. I mean, look at the size of him. I mean, he rolls his shorts up and his thighs come out. He's got more physicality to add. He's got more control to add. I see him more as sort of like an inside left, because he's coming in from that side rather than an out striker. I just wonder how we would play off an old-fashioned centre forward where he's picking the ball up and running. So I mean, the guy he was up against today, I can't remember his name, but he was a beast and he was a good player. But once he could, so with his back to goal, he was struggling a little bit. But once he got the ball and he could turn and run, he's on a different level. So what a signing he's been so far. You can see him being an England international. For sure. You can. I know there's a lot out there at the moment, but with a bit of know-how and a bit of graft, he's got something about him. And I just see him. He could play anywhere along the front line, and he didn't get the support today, but he is something that we need to cherish. And I think everybody would say when we paid 20 million for him, everyone would say, "Oh, he should have been 10." But McKenna saw something in him, and I think he mentioned it in his presser before the game about, we saw what he could do when at Hull, I think he came on. So he's been a buy. He is a talent. We've got to nurture it. We've got to manage the expectations of him. He's 21 years old, the same as Omari. Yeah. You look at that, Jack Clark, all our players, we have to have some reality here overall with our whole squad. That we really need to really understand where we are as a club, I think. But really, he's got the future in his hands. He's big, strong, powerful. He's going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're right as well about understanding where we are as a football club. We are sadly going to have days like this in the Premier League. You don't want them as a football fan, of course you don't. But you are going to have them. It's about mitigating them. It's about limiting them, not having too many of them, and bouncing back and recovering. And obviously Everton up next after the international break, and taking chances. Chances when they come to you. And sometimes in games, like Villa, we off their first goal we conceded obviously was a bit of naivety, perhaps, instead of just sticking it into Rose. We're trying to pick a pass or whatever. But we're going to have times like this. It's going to be a roller coaster in the Premier League. It's going to be about how consistent we can be in avoiding games like today, and then picking ourselves up and going again. Brad says Delap's going to be a great player. We need to hang on to him. And Mike D said, I think that's the issue though, Gov, which you've just said there. Makes it himself. Needs to be given more service, which I think is true, in all honesty. He is feeding off scraps and he's making it all himself. I'll finish with the last comment from Norman Greenwald, one of our YouTube members, which, by the way, you can become yourself. Omari is playing against Premier League defenders. He has shown he is quick. He is a quick learner. This time next year, he will be our best player and first name on the team sheet. Appreciate all of the comments this afternoon. Don't forget, we are part with Match Bingo. Play Match Bingo, win cash prizes. Over 18s only. Be gamble aware. £2 a bingo card. And each time you play, you do support the crucial work of the East Anglian Air Ambulance. As I said, over 18s only, be gamble aware. Right, I'll open up a voice chat at about 8:30, 9 o'clock this evening. So if you want to become a YouTube member, you can jump to the Discord straight away. There'll be a link in the community tab. Get involved in that. If anybody else is involved in it, I can't promise there'll be anyone in it. I can just set it up for you. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Lee, thank you so much for your comments this afternoon. Been really, honestly appreciated. Craig as well, Josh, and ITFC Beard for the memberships. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow, 1 p.m. for more reaction. And you can carry the conversation on Discord and across our social media. But until tomorrow, this has been the Match Reaction Show. If you're watching on Catch Up, FTA, comment for the algorithm. Enjoy your Saturday night. And thank you for choosing Talking Town.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down or when I am blue, I can't get enough. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. I woke up all soaked in sweat, with chills running down my neck. I thought went crazy from